Hello there, it is Road Dog Does Politics back with another video. So the Daily Mail have come up with the headline, The May Ultimatum, and the Daily Express have coined the headline, May's Finest Hour. Of course, I am talking about the visit to Salzburg this week to meet with the EU 27 summit and Theresa May's speech basically stamping her feet, throwing a tantrum because they said no to her, unsurprisingly. I mean, it's beyond parody at this point. May's finest hour. I mean, we're not talking about Churchill here. This isn't Dunkirk. This is a negotiation between two separate entities, the UK and the EU. And of course the EU said no. I don't know why it's coming as a surprise to some journalists who are like, oh, this was ambushed upon her. No, the EU has been in this position for the past 2 years. And the reason why is partly because we cannot come up with a solution for the Irish border problem. Obviously because Northern Ireland has a border with Ireland, of which is still a part of the EU. And there needs to be some kind of customs border in order for trade to pass through, which is obviously a difficult, sticky situation, which requires a lot of negotiation. But Theresa May is like, nope, 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 much like Margaret Thatcher, who just puts her foot down when, I think the UK should be shown some respect. It's like, oh, for God's sake. It's actually pathetic. I mean, if you saw the pictures and the video of the footage of her actually at Salzburg over the weekend, during the week, with the EU other 27 leaders, she just looks like she's hunched over. I'm sure she has a limp, and she just looks. It's always so awkward. Like she just makes herself look like, oh, please give me a deal. Oh, I'm trying so hard. Oh, I'm just gonna squeeze myself into this photo, and I'm just at the back. Yep, here I am. Oh, oh my God, you look so you do not command any sort of power, any influence at all by the way that you conduct yourself. It's pathetic. It's embarrassing. From my point of view, and I'm sure from a lot of other people, I just can't believe it. I actually, Laura Kuenssberg, who was actually one of the few journalists at this press conference at Downing Street the other day, where Theresa May delivered this, some would say, commanding speech about how the EU should show her some respect and I'm not going to back down. Laura Kuenssberg saying, statement being delayed by technical, not political issues. Can't quite believe it, but apparently the power isn't working properly in number 10. No shit, Laura. No shit, the power isn't working properly. It's not been working properly for 2 fucking years. And whose fault is that? David fucking Cameron. He's the guy that started this. And he has such a lot to answer for. Oh my God. He is just absolutely thrown this country into turmoil. And for what? For what? We don't know where we are. We don't know what deal we're going to get still. And it's nearly 2019 at this point. And the EU, and we're at a stalemate, basically. We're at a stalemate. It's unbelievable. And all the while, people are suffering in this country. I just feel like at this point, we've just been going round and round in circles. It's just never ending. Like, no one can agree to anything. And the 3 options that are on the table, that could be on the table, there isn't a majority for anyone to get a result. So one possibility is to accept the Chequers deal. A lot of MPs in the Commons don't like that, so we'll reject that out of hand. The second is a no deal. Obviously, a lot of Labour MPs, the majority of Labour and opposition MPs, won't back that. And the third one is a second referendum, which, will set out ideally 3 options of, do you want to stay in the EU, do you want to accept the deal that we get, or do you want to have a no deal? And I think a lot of Conservative MPs especially are against having that. So you lack a majority for any kind of, decision or deal being made. So nobody is going anywhere, and it's just a stalemate. It's a complete and utter stalemate. And I think we just need to get past this whole Brexit thing. We just need it's a whole bigger thing, and I just think at some point there needs to be another general election, because if whatever Theresa May's plan is gets voted down, she's going to eventually have to go. Like, no bones about it. She's going to have to go, because at this point she's weak. I don't care what the right-wing media says about her finest hour or whatnot. She's a weak Prime Minister, and she's clinging on by her fingernails. So is the rest of her party. She's going to have to go, and at some point I hope a Labour government will have to come in and change things for the better, because at this point it's a load of shite, to be honest. I hope you'll agree. Even if you're a Tory voter, you'll agree that this is a load of shite. Nothing is happening. Nothing's getting done. Nothing. Domestic policy is not a priority. Brexit at the moment is a priority. Nobody can agree, and that's where it's so frustrating. The idea that Brexiteers are getting really upset and throwing a tantrum, throwing their toys out of the pram, going, "It's not fair, they're not showing us any respect. Why won't the EU show us respect and give us what we want?" It's like, what do you expect them to do? They've held the same position for 2 years and not changed it an ounce. I don't know, do you want them to turn around and go, "Oh, all right then, we'll give you a deal," just to shut you up? No, that's not how it works. I mean, you might think it's unfair, but based on the campaigns of lies and deception, and now you're suddenly confronted with the reality of this is actually how a real deal is going to work, and we actually need to sort this out, this Irish border issue out. It's not going to go your way. Sorry, but you're not the king of the world anymore. You don't run an empire. We don't run an empire. We're not the most influential country on the planet anymore. Sorry. It's just the entitlement that people seem to think that we're entitled to the best deal. It's not going to happen. And people are going to be divided. They're going to be upset. They're going to, want something else, mainly for their own benefit. But as well, the people of this country want a deal. Mostly they just want it to just go away, because they've just been listening to it for 2 years and are frankly fed up with the fact that politicians just can't get their heads out of their own arses and get on with the jobs that they're meant to be doing. Do you realise how frustrating that is for a lot of people? Even me. I can't bear it anymore. I can't bear the fact that I'm talking about this now for the billionth time. So I think what needs to happen now is that we need to have an honest, open conversation with ourselves and confront the real arguments and issues of what kind of damage, if you think that it's damage, or benefits that you think Brexit is going to cause this country, because we cannot carry on with this divided and extreme two-sided, no one's listening to each other. It can't go on like this. So, tell me what you think. Tell me what you think needs to happen now, because at this point we're just going in circles and no one's getting anywhere. It's a stalemate. It's an absolute chaotic mess. Thanks, David Cameron. So let me know what you think in the comments down here, and I'll catch you guys in a stream or another video.